Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Battle Angel Alita, Last Order, Volume 9. So I lied. Last volume, I said that, oh no, I don't have any more time to do this tonight, and I don't, actually. I should be in bed, but I want to keep on reading. It was so good. Why does this always happen to me? I had a full week to read whatever I wanted to, and I kept putting off Alita. And I didn't realize how good the series is until I started reading it again. So let's get right into this. Where we last left off, Victor went all in and bit her. Oh boy. Alright, here's where the infection starts. That is the curse of my blood, which now flows through thy veins. If thy soul doth possess the strength to live, even with God's curse upon it, if thou canst awaken to the joy of thriving on the feast of human blood, the devil within will triumph over the angels, and thou wilt become one of us. Now, again, because we saw that the virus doesn't do well with the heat, my theory is that it's going to do very well because of the colds. Let's see. Let's see if that manages to play out or not. I don't want to die. Like, she really doesn't deserve this. She doesn't. Have to live so I can bear Arthur's baby. Oh, I forgot about that. That, yeah, you can never have a child once you turn. Is she going to give up her life then? Like, is that it? Is that the final reveal of, oh shit, well, I don't have anything to live for? Or is it the opposite? Is that going to fire up her desire to live? Is she going to carry on knowing that she can't continue to, she can't do what she wanted to do? She can't bear Arthur's child. But, it's still going to drive her forward. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want her to die. Please, 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 do not kill her. Please. Please. The sense of dread in my guts. God damn. If I had only gone back to Victor, her chosen to stay by her side. Oh no, he's lost it. He's completely lost it. You're the only woman who could ever be my wife. Yeah. Even if they had a really strange relationship on screen, I could still feel the chemistry there. The fact that they were so strange was actually better than if they had a vague connection that made me think, oh well, maybe they could be together. Nothing about them felt like they were incompatible. It felt very different. They felt like they didn't quite gel, but they still felt compatible. Yeah, I've definitely fallen into this trap of, well, let's not do this now. I want to wait until I'm better. And now it's too late. And yeah, she did suffer. It really, yeah. She suffered because she didn't think that she was worthy of you, because you kept putting it off. And even at the very end, she died knowing that she couldn't bear your child. Path to reconciliation is closed. Yeah. He's never going to forgive Victor for this, and I don't want to tell him to. As much as I think a lot of grudges are not great, at the same time, it's really hard to look at someone in the eyes, someone who's borne a grudge for so long, and tell them, oh, well, you shouldn't. Well, it's a dumb idea. It's real difficult. Yeah, she's going right for it. I love you, Victor. And he's about to die. Our cruel journey has gone on too long. Man, I don't think the series has ever done a bro slugfest. Which is surprising. That's such a staple of manga. Right, I don't see my arrows doing much good against someone who can swat down bullets. But he's still gotta try. And I do admire that. Just paper tubes, the grenade was empty too. So it was just a bluff. That is really cool. He's got balls. Ooh, it's Merlin. Now, if it's finally operational, it'd be really cool if it said something that was straight up hey, you win this fight. And then he went in there just believing that he would win, and then he won. You haven't changed a bit since I met you, even though the world has changed so very much. That's really what it comes down to. He is incredible. He is good in some ways and bad in others, but he's very classic vampire. And this is a world that doesn't quite suit a classic vampire. It's a world where humans are an endangered species, where the pleasures of civilization are gone, where you can't be a parasite. You can only be a culling. and where chivalry doesn't really pay, you know? That sucks to say, but it's true. Oh, can thou fathom such sadness? Did she do it, though, or did he manage to get out of the way? Is Merlin grieving the loss of Haruka? Ooh, like, these are some cool ideas. And they're both possible. They're both genuinely possible. Let's see. It's scary to imagine that anyone may choose to believe only in Merlin's future. Grant to us a word of hope from behind the veil of mystic nights. Tell us what you want to hear, or face my wrath. What an absolute amazing leader, I guess. Like someone who is willing to look at the fate made manifest and say specifically, like, not just show us the future, but show me what we need to see. The end times will not pass while they live lives of ease. Huh, is he just that strong? Or is there something else going on? A tower that leads to space, humankind will prosper in the stars. Also, it just struck me that his name is Arthur. Like, oh, of course it is. Right, no one can stop this process now. We've just got to keep on going. And, oh my... Yeah, why can't you just forgive the last of humankind? I kind of hope we get to see a flashback of him, which would be insane. Like, a flashback within a flashback. And we're doing it! We are doing it! Oh my god! So he was just a knight. Wow. He crawled his way up from the pits. Those of the true faith bleed underfoot, while traitors prosper at every turn. Is this thy desire? And now thou hast yielded me to the devil. Even the fact that he speaks like that after literally thousands of years it really is telling for his character. That he is someone who just doesn't change. And of course, he would consider this, like the end of days, to be the day of judgments. Proud and independent, that is. Oh boy. Man, it's so cool to see a fight of this nature from characters who are not cyborgs. Like characters where if their limbs get cut off, they really are cut off. Like if they get stabbed, sure they can heal, but they're not cyborgs. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, they both hit the engine. None but I would last 3 moves against thee. Oh my gosh. Also with swordplay, which we haven't really seen in the main series. Like we've seen things that are blades, sure. Like we've seen the Damascus steel blades, and we've seen like a bunch of other things that are technically bladed weapons. But we haven't seen like sword fighting in this sense. Right, this is the last time that we'll be together. One of them has to die. Okay, so she was Chinese. That's interesting. 1989 too, like not that far off from the end of the world. I used men as playthings and treats, whether human or cognitive is all the same. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so he wasn't even the one who turned her. That's really cool. That's actually really surprising. Ooh. And that also explains why it is that over here, when she was thinking about it, she immediately thought of Paida Gong. Like, that is the background from which she comes. It is like martial arts, and it is like the East. So cool. Pride would never allow me to use my hidden weapon. The joys of being loved, the joys of loving. You taught me everything. This is so tragic. This is the blow that I could not give before. The 10th blow of betrayal. Okay, What is that? What is that? Spreading sand across the highlight. Okay. Wow, what? That is crazy. What in the world is this move? Like, she's turning it from not just a sword, like it was a sword, then it became a steel whip, and now I assume it's a steel whip with bullets. Like, is she gonna whip the bullets at him, or is it just like, are the bullets going to be embedded in the whip? Oh my god, that is so cool! Caged Warbler Explosive Whip. This is absolutely incredible. I genuinely wonder, in universe, if this is something that a normal martial artist could have done, like back in the day, back in like 1989. Or is it something that she can only do because she's a vampire? Oh my gosh, that's so cool! Wow. Right, striking all those pressure points. My god. Actually roughed me up a bit. Author's note, this stuff is dangerous, so don't try these techniques at home. Definitely won't, I promise. I don't think I could do half of this. Okay. Okay, so he went beyond normal being a cognate. Like, this is advanced cognate transformations. Oh my gosh, this is so cool! For the first time in my life, I feared an opponent in the depths of my hearts. Oh, and it fits him so well, because it does look like scale mail, or, like chain mail. Or not chain mail, it looks like plate mail. Oh, that's so cool! I know I keep saying this, but I never thought that Alita would involve a fight between the two most powerful warriors on the planet in, the post-apocalypse, in the eternal winter. And also, they're both vampires. And also, one of them knows Chinese martial arts, while the other one is, has scales all over his body. Like, what in the world? On that day, the story of man came to an end. I am merely finishing what God hath begun. Okay, so it really is all or nothing. Nope, he's not done. He's definitely not done. He really is a monster at this point. Like, before it was, not easy, but it was understandable to still call the cognates human. But at this point, it's very difficult to look at that and say, yes, this is a human being. It's true, but it's hard to say. I don't know how this looked in the original, but I really like how, the sound effects here are very clean compared to how detailed all of the art is here. Like, it gives them a powerful contrast. Spreading false information to confuse an enemy is an age-old tactic. The cognate did the same for years. That is one thing that I really do like about some martial arts schools, where they'll straight out just say, oh yeah, some of our techniques are outright just nonsense, but we won't tell you which ones. Because that does the double thing of, spreading powerful rumors that, they don't have to actually back up. And then also, potentially taking real techniques and making them seem like fiction. I'll move the last of my energy into the sword a bit at a time. Okay, it's like a coiled spring. Oh my god, she turned it into a drill. Jackhammer sword. I think it'll pierce. I think it'll break through his armor. It's like a drill. Oh my god. Our honeymoon is now over. Yikes. Yikes. I did not think she would lose like that. Can it be the sun? What a miracle, too. That, for vampires, we haven't brought it up in the slightest. But, we do know that they are a little weak, they can have sunburns at the very least. But not, as weak as the vampires of myth. But still, this is so cool that after, years and years and decades and potentially centuries, but I think just decades of eternal winter, the first light to hit the surface directly from the sun, and it hits him specifically. Oh my god. Dear God. Now at the very end, dost thou choose the humans over my path? Just as the great flood of antiquity wiped each evil from the earth, was this long winter but a trial to wipe out the olds? Oh wow. That is so cool. Never show a moment of weakness. Yeah, I think that really shows how powerful their relationship was. That they could do this, that they can go from literally trying to kill each other to regretting that, one of them is going to die. Live for all time, Vilma. Yeah, I mean, I can blame him, but at the same time, I understand. Arthur got rid of the vampires. And thus Vilma Fakiri, last of the ancient cognates, met her ends. But that's not quite true, right? Wait, did she Dio her way out of this? Did she get into a coffin somehow? Oh my god, I think she Dio'd her way out of this. Guess who's back? I died, yet I still breathe among the living. And she woke up just in time to see a launch into outer space. He's 55, I learned. Okay, so is this just a little bit of a flashback? is this chapter going to be a flashback, or are we just seeing this as like one last hurrah for the old Ice Age? Oh, that typesetting, I love it. Okay, that's really cool. So yeah, so I guess she did go under the second, or like a different altered shock, and she gained a different ability. Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, life is very complicated. It really is. Also, this is one hell of a thing to put in brackets. Star City, later the scrapyard. Later the scrapyard. Just out of nowhere. Oh yeah, by the way, this turns into the place that was like, the setting for most of Alita. They built a city whose entire function was to launch at rockets. And okay, so if that's the case, I could see how they would, like, this would be a hub for scientific achievement, especially considering, like, especially when it comes to the stars. And so this would be the place where they would want to build that first tower, of the two towers that, stretched out and that created the big ring around the Earth. Oh, man, this world building is so incredible. Oh my gosh. Behind it all was Merlin's prediction. Right. Oh, this is so cool. Right. Made no mention of the Cognate, who are now but a legends. Which is fine, yeah. Best they overlook me than treat me as a hero. Oh? Alright, one last time she has to do something big. Right, I can die anytime. Oh, wow. And this is the start of her covert ops, I imagine. Also, I really like this idea of her, like, being in the same city that Alita was in for so long, and potentially, like, continuing to do good in that city. Like, this general area has had a female protector for quite a long time. Okay. Oh, wow. I get to ascertain the presence, the trajectory of everything. My, oh my. Her martial arts have truly grown by leaps and bounds. I once wished to be invincible, but it is now only after losing everything that this wish is fulfilled. I was avoided by adults, and only boys who couldn't pay the monthly tuition fees remained. This is so good. A vision of things to come. Oh, jeez. Also, it is really cool that we have a single immortal, like, narrator to talk about this large swath of history. Wait, what? I had no way of knowing that later on the Martian colony, this baby would be nicknamed Der Tiger and lay the foundation of the Panzerkunst. My gosh. The Karmatrons. This woman has so many Karmatrons. That was some good tension breaking right there. That was very needed. Right, this wasn't the silly dream of a boy. It was tough. Blood was shed. Yeah, he grew up in the in the apocalypse, and he made it this far to the point where they can build a space elevator. That is absolutely incredible. Human survival takes priority over all, over freedom, or love, over votes, or the lives of a few. I still find that very tough to think about, but I can't say he's wrong. If you're willing to sacrifice lives in the post-apocalypse to ensure, like, the survival of humanity, then, like, why not do it before the post-apocalypse? Like, why not take preemptive measures to make sure that absolutely, no matter what, humanity will survive? It's a tough question. I learned from you and from Byron. Even those you love most must be sacrificed for the survival of humanity. I could understand that. I saw the two of you, and this is the result. I am your son. Like, the son of her ideals at the very least. That's, yeah. Can he have any idea of the cruelty of his words? I think he does. I think he genuinely does. Okay. With this, one could destroy Melchizedek beyond repair. Okay, so it's not that this part is necessary, it's the opposites. It's that he gave her the ultimate key to destroy it. Okay. That power lies with those who witness history, those who run the program. It's their perceptions which limit the future, and their actions which finalize it. I see. Yeah, so it does, like, it operates under the sense of, like, the thing you're trying to predict is what will happen. So, if they're fools, if all they look for is things that, are foolish, if they only look for short-sighted things that will only benefit them, then the world will, like, change to suit that. Oh, man. If time comes, give the last order. Oh my god, that's what the series is called. Oh my god, what a title drop. What a genuine title drop. We now know what the last order is. Oh my god. I can't believe that we are 9 volumes in? Yeah, 9 volumes in. And we just got what last order is. Oh my god. Oh wow. And all this time, he still kept that part of the flutes. Aww. If only Haruka hadn't died, what kind of world would Arthur have created? Yeah, that is tragic. Like, she really was the only one he could have ever loved. And because he lost her, because of that, he became this kind of person. The kind of person who absolutely did not want humanity to die out, no matter what. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Oh, that's the end? That's the end of the volume? I don't know how to feel. Well, I mean, this was fantastic, and I do hope that the next volume includes some others. Like, I hope the next volume does like leave the flashback and go back to the main like storyline, I guess, because this has been fantastic. But I do want to see what happens next in the main timeline now. But before I talk more about that, let's look at all of this stuff. All right, I didn't have much to say about the translation notes, so we're gonna move right along to the short stories. Oh boy. So just like last time, I will keep them in the same video as this reaction, because like as much as I would kind of like to make them their own separate video, at the same time, I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. Like, then only people who are specifically looking for those short stories will find it, whereas anyone reading, like anyone checking out these last order reactions will know where these are. And I'll still have tags and stuff, so hopefully if someone really wants to read Space Oddity, or if someone wants to see a reaction to Space Oddity, hopefully they'll be able to find it. All right, let's get right into this. Okay. So what is he being asked of? Ghost extermination. All right. Very fitting for the volume I just finished. Like, it's not, I mean, they're not ghosts, they're vampires, but like this idea of taking something that is inherently supernatural and mixing it with a sci-fi world. That's a really cool concept. If you can certify that this place is ghost-free, you'll get $20,000 in cash. But that's the thing, like, how do you certify that the place is ghost-free then? A pilot, a cleaner, even 2 galactic patrolmen all died under strange circumstances. Right, like, even if there isn't a ghost, if it's just a gas leak, for instance, it's still dangerous. Yeah, because it seems to be, like, so many people, specifically. Okay. It's a lucky charm. God, he's so clumsy. Aww. He wanted to make it look like he found you by accident, but he really just wanted to give me this. So cute. What a dork. I love him already. Alright, so this straight up got a priest. Okay. Quite worried about that. I feel like he's gonna die. And do you smell something odd? Honestly, I said that as kind of a joke, but now I'm kind of on board with the idea of it being a gas leak. Ghosts only show up in places that people are looking at. Right. I mean, that is the eternal question of, are ghosts, like, are they real? Like, do they exist outside of the human psyche? Or is it just that people see things and then ascribe them to ghosts? Like, can you get proof of something that a ghost has done that did not involve any other humans? Like, without any human interaction. If a ghost were to, like, to go into a room that is temperature controlled, where there's no possible way that any outside forces could affect it. If a ghost were to go into that room and then, like, scratch the wall, that would be genuine proof that, yeah, nothing could have done this except for a supernatural being. But that doesn't happen. Then again, like, I do genuinely believe that this one-shot could involve actual ghosts. I'm not saying that, like, oh, this one-shot can't have ghosts in it. Alright, it seems like a pretty nice place so far. Even that god of yours isn't much help once you're 230 light years away. Yeah, like, she was being a little too cocky with that. But at the same time, like, she's got some good points. And I do like the father here. Like, He's a pretty cool priest so far. He hasn't been that upset by anything she said. Okay. Should continue to work even if all the other functions on the ship have stopped. Okay. So is it just like carbon dioxide poisoning? Like just maybe the air conditioning doesn't put out enough oxygen and people have suffocated? I don't know. That seems too simple. Okay, that's an idea. I don't know if I buy that or not, especially because like I'm not thinking that the priest is doing this, but I feel like he's noticing something else. Maybe not a ghost, but it's got to be something else, and it has to be something we can understand or we can guess. I was only trying to retrieve my Bible from my case. Okay. Whoa, what? Dear Lord, I can't believe this. Okay. It's something that's ever close but invisible to the eye. But what did he see? Oh! Is it the fact that the fire went out? I think that's it. That's all I can see here that looks like suspicious. Is the like the fact that that there is a fire here and then it's going out. Like there's the shh. Maybe? Or I might be misinterpreting that. Okay. Whoa, what? It seems his life box exploded. Whoa. Okay, take the air out of the ship and check inside the air conditioning. Oh. Oh. That's interesting. Okay, so it was drugs. How very Grant Morrison of it. Like, in the end, it was all just drugs. All the weird stuff, that was all hallucinations. That is really cool, though. Like, I don't like the fact that they didn't really foreshadow the drugs, unless I missed it. But I do like that idea of just, like, you only need a little bit, and then from that point on, like, it'll just constantly recycle the same air, which means it's going to screw you up. I mean, it was a rich guy's ship. I mean, they definitely, like, they foreshadowed something about the air, definitely with the smell thing. But I don't know if they specifically, like, brought up the idea of there being hallucinogens or not. In any case, I thought this was a pretty good story. Alright, so from there, let's move on. Junks, the Space Rovers, Part 1. I have to assume the next part's going to be in the next volume then. Or in the next omnibus. Oh man, I can't get over how good his art is. Like, it definitely isn't as good as Last Order's arts. Like, it's definitely rough, even compared to, like, original Alita, but it's still really good stuff. Like, he's got a talent for sci-fi, that's for sure. I'll never call you a space tramp again. Alright. That's pretty crazy. Like, an entire ship basically made out of spare parts. Like, the frame is its own thing, but the rest of it is all other parts. I think anything like that is super cool. Like those old school jalopies that are just like a frame and then everything else comes from other cars. That kind of thing is nuts to me. Okay. This got real intense real fast. I wanted to get the highest status possible under your stupid system, then kick it back in your face and destroy your reputation. That's why I entered Spaceman College. God damn. That's one heck of a diss. That's for sure. All right, we're gonna become space pirates. Oh no, oh no. Oh god, what the heck is Boss? This is a terrifying looking design. How dare you build a ship without my permission? Not only that, it's better than one of mine. What is this facial expression? Oh my god. All right, time to run. Definitely time to run. Oh god, what is happening to his entire body? What the heck is this face? The Boss has the galactic record in space freediving. What a wonky story. I love it, but man, this is so crazy. Also, like, at times Alita does have cluttered art, but I have noticed that in these one-shots, like, the art is extra cluttered. Like, clearly he had quite a bit to learn about how to like put a lot of detail into things while at the same time not making it overwhelming. Because I wouldn't say this is overwhelming, but it feels like a little much, just a little. This marks the beginning of the pirate quartets, the Junks. Alright, so going to the black supermarkets to look for pirate tips. This is really cool. Like, I'm glad this is a part 1 because it implies that he made a second story in the same, like, setting. And that's quite cool. Like, this feels like it could go on for quite a while. Hey, put this on my tab. Oh, old man, put this on our tab. Yeah, don't you dare rob this place. If this is where all the hardcore guys come in order to, actually buy stuff, then they're not going to take it. They're not going to take kindly to you robbing the place. Yeah, should have known not to take a merchant who deals with outlaws all day lightly. You can't buy inside info on credit, you dumbass. But yeah, that's actually an interesting idea. Like, clearly people here don't use their real IDs, so how? Or I guess maybe some of them do, but they just don't care. Like, at some point, they're like, well, my ID's trash now. Like, my reputation is in the gutter, so I'm gonna just use my ID anyways. What an inexplicable world we live in. What's inexplicable about crap? Oh boy, I don't think I trust this guy. Pirate ID is what you call a membership card for the Space Pirate Guilds. Pirate insurance coverage? I feel like this is a scam. This has to be a scam. Although, if he knows about it already, maybe it's not a scam. If you join now, you'll receive a special bonus. The manual of tips and tricks for space combat, not for sale in any stores. Yep, definitely a scam then. Absolutely a scam. Hazardous material rated X. Oh, I'm quite excited to read more of this. This is real cool. I love the idea of like the Yankee idea of using the hardest possible Chinese characters or kanji for something that could be written in a much simpler way. I think that's really cool. Like those phoneticized Chinese characters. Like, it's such a cool aesthetic because it's something you can't really do in other languages. Whereas, like, it takes something that is it's a core part of Mandarin and also just Japanese, and it just embraces it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do this in the most difficult way possible. Oh wow, that was the only translation notes. Alright, so that was Battle Angel Alita, Volume 9. I clicked on this, as usual, so that it would be highlighted, so you could see that. Like, I do that generally, but I didn't really look at this. Okay, so that's actually cool, because it is Carla, but I wouldn't have recognized her from this shot. Definitely not. Like, this is actually the cover of this, of this tankobon, or of this omnibus. And then you have the space flight in the background. Ah, that's so cool. Because when I saw this, I could not connect this to anyone else in the series. I didn't make that connection with the way she looks and the way it's shaded. But in hindsight, it makes so much sense. That's so cool. It really is so cool. All right, so what can I say about this volume that I haven't already said? I mean, the one-shots, all I really have to say about them is that they were really good. For the volume itself, it's so good. I love, like, how it looks at both fates, which has been a big part of Last Order especially. It's been a bit of, like, normal Alita, but it's been much more, like, it's been a bigger part of Last Order. And, like, we have an actual timeline for the world now. We delved into the vampires. We delved into, like, what makes humans humans. Like, we had basically 2 entire volumes without any cyborgs in them. But we still had altered humans. So we still had that whole, like, humans versus non-humans thing, where they're all humans in the end. I think I said earlier on that I was hoping that this would be like Alita, but, very different. And I think that's right. Like, this is definitely the same storytelling of Alita, but the actual content of this has been completely different. And I think that is incredible. Like, I don't know what we're going to get for the next 10 volumes, but this 2-volume arc has shown me that I don't think I'll be disappointed. I don't think I'll get bored at any point. I was a little bored during the tournament, but that comes down to me personally. And I feel like if I had pressed on just a bit more, I don't think I would have had a hiatus at all, because this is a fantastic series that knows exactly when to diversify, when to switch gears, how to tell an incredibly long, interesting, complex story without making it stagnant or without dwelling on one thing for too long. And that is incredible. It really is. All right. Well, thank you, Yukito Kishiro, for doing this, and also for doing the indie bundle, because my god, it was like, that was one heck of a way to get all of Battle Angel Alita, like all of the stuff that's currently in English. And he did exclusive stuff for it too, which is way, like, that's going above and beyond for something where he wasn't going to make that much money off of it. Apart from that, thank you guys all for watching. Again, as always, if you want to talk about this volume, please feel free to put things in the comments, and I will respond to basically anything that is, not a trollish thing, obviously. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye for now. Yeah.